Poor Tom. In a few minutes, it'll all be over.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're looking at shocking, bleak, or downright morbid scenes featuring the iconic cat and mouse duo Tom and Jerry. This list will tackle some sensitive topics, so we're issuing a content warning as well as a spoiler warning.
The next step was the gutter.
Number 10. Toodles the Bad Mother. Love me, love my mouse. Tom tries to give Jerry as a gift to his new lady friend, Toodles. The only problem is that Toodles starts treating Jerry like a baby rather than a snack. The rest of the short plays out as normal, Jerry playing the sympathy card and getting Tom in trouble hilariously. Near the end, however, things take a disturbing turn when Toodles suddenly changes her mind and tries to eat Jerry after all. Toodles won't be winning any Mother of the Year awards anytime soon. Her evil grin as she tries to devour her baby is truly disturbing. At least Tom got the girl in the end. Maybe they were meant for each other. Number 9. Tom and the Witch, the Flying Sorceress. Tom is intrigued by a job offer for a traveling companion for an elderly lady. But when Tom goes to apply, he realizes the catch. The elderly lady is actually a witch looking for a broomstick riding partner. She makes him sleep in a coffin and has a grave pre-dug for him in case he has any work-related accidents. Tom borrows the witch's broom for a little joyride, which only provokes the witch's wrath further, as she orders the broom to torment Tom to no end.
Stealing a ride, eh? Well, I'll give you a real ride.
Thankfully, it was all a dream. Or was it? It just goes to show that you really need to be careful when looking at jobs in the newspaper. You might not make it out alive.
Now, what is that cat up to?
Number 8. The Mad Scientist, Switch and Kitten. Between 1961 and 1962, director Gene Deitch helmed several Tom and Jerry shorts. His style of directing became rather infamous for its use of limited animation and more absurd tones, as demonstrated in his debut short, Switch and Kitten. This time around, Tom ends up trapped in a laboratory where a mad scientist has been experimenting on animals, swapping their brains. The experiments are disturbing enough, but the foreboding atmosphere, wonky animation, and eerie sound effects, such as the scientist's laughter, make the whole thing even more unsettling. You sympathize with Tom's frightened expression because the whole thing feels like a nightmare, topped off with Jerry doing a disturbing homage to the MGM lion. Number 7. Magic Trick Gone Wrong, Mouse Trouble. In another failed attempt to catch Jerry, Tom hides in a box right outside the mouse hole, disguised as a gift for his rodent nemesis. Rightfully suspicious, Jerry proceeds to shove several pins through the box and even saws it in half. He peeks inside and his face says it all as he holds up a note asking, "Is there a doctor in the house?" Thankfully, Tom is alive and patched up by the next scene, but whatever was in that box must have been pretty horrific to make Jerry wince like that. Now and then, even our bickering twosome have to take a step back and ask themselves, when is too much too much? Number 6. Tom's Horrible Master, Various.
Don't touch my guns!
During the Gene Deitch era, there was one character that became universally loathed by Tom and Jerry fans, Tom's owner. He is a short-tempered man who takes his anger out on Tom in the most gruesome ways possible. Even for the famously violent franchise, the way he sadistically enjoys mistreating Tom is just unnerving. At least when Jerry roughhouses with Tom, we get a laugh over how cartoony the hits are. However, the limited animation during this era makes the owner's discipline feel more disturbing and off-putting. Thankfully, Tom's brutish owner didn't appear in many shorts and has been completely phased out.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Number 5. Unsettling Payback, Advance and Be Mechanized. On a distant planet, Tom and Jerry are at it again. Jerry trying to grab some cheese and Tom trying to stop him at every turn. Only this time, the duo has their own robotic lackeys to do their respective jobs for them so they don't have to lift a finger. Before long, their machines are fed up with doing their master's dirty work and brainwash Tom and Jerry into mindless drones, programmed to fight each other forevermore. We're not sure what's more disturbing, the fact that the robots were sentient all along, or how they stripped Tom and Jerry of their identities. Though, in a twisted way, they kinda deserved it for mistreating their machines. Number 4. Quacker's Bad Day, Downhearted Duckling. After reading The Ugly Duckling, Quacker becomes convinced that he's even uglier. Jerry does everything he can to cheer his downhearted friend, but Quacker is inconsolable, so much so that he's willing to let Tom eat him. It's heartbreaking seeing the poor duckling so depressed, but seeing Tom fail at eating him keeps things from getting too grim. We're glad to say the story ends happily for Quacker, as a nice girl duckling manages to lift his spirits and snap him out of his self-loathing. Sometimes having someone who cares for you is enough to get you through anything, especially your self-confidence issues.
You're cute! Am I really?
Number 3. Tom's Eternal Fate, Heavenly Puss.
You will be permitted to pass.
After a horrifying piano accident, Tom's number has finally come up and he's on his way to heaven. However, he can't get into heaven unless he can get Jerry to forgive him for his many years of persecuting the little mouse. Unfortunately, even after Jerry takes pity and helps him, it's too late, and Tom is left to roast in the underworld for all eternity.
Bring him down! Give him to me now!
Or so we think. Thankfully, it was all just a dream, and Tom is alive and well to chase Jerry another day. Though hopefully he'll learn to appreciate Jerry a little more. Honestly, it could have been worse, Tom. You could have been those poor kittens in the bag. Number 2. C'est la guerre, The Two Mousquetaires. Jerry and Nibbles are two hungry Mousquetaires aiming to snag a bite from a banquet. However, Tom is guarding the banquet as if his life depended on it, which it does. If he fails, it's the guillotine for him. Unfortunately for Tom, the two Mousquetaires outsmart him in the end, and as they march with their pilfered feast, they see a brief shot of the guillotine coming down. Thankfully, we don't see the actual execution, but knowing Tom's fate is grim enough. Sure, the two Mousquetaires show some remorse, but then just shrug it off and march on, celebrating their victory over the pussycat for the very last time. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. A bleak ending, Blue Cat Blues.
Poor Tom. In a few minutes, it'll all be over.
Tom finally hits rock bottom. He falls head over heels for a gold digger and goes so far as to waste his life savings trying to impress her, to no avail. With nothing left to lose, he resorts to drowning his sorrows before finally waiting for an oncoming train to end his misery.
That's the story. The story of a cat with a broken heart.
Not too long after, Jerry has his own girl issues and joins Tom in waiting for their demise in the final shot. Even when Tom and Jerry pushed the boundaries now and then, this was a surprisingly grim short, and arguably their most controversial. The fact that it ended on a cliffhanger left us biting our nails anxiously even more. What do you think was Tom and Jerry's bleakest hour? Let us know in the comments.
What some people won't do.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.